Hello.
Hey, hi folks. We're on time. Fabulous.
Yeah. I see Mary's on and Kira, hi.
Although Kira did beat us, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
A comment popped up before we'd spoken, so well done.
Could we have a sound check, please, either Mary or Kira?
Cough check. Let's have a cough check.
A cough check, yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. That must be Monday night, and the date is 23rd of March 2026, which is always good when we look back. The weeks seem to fly by every week, as they do, really. So
yeah, they do.
So Jayne's got a whole list of questions here that have been sent in during the week.
Well, yeah,
a few, yeah. And of course, more questions will come in from you guys. I can see Liam's here as well, which is good. And Liam's given us a 5 thumbs up for the sound, which is fab.
Thank you.
It's always good before we start talking, if people can hear.
I think it's better here than it is at home, isn't it?
Possibly. It's quiet here, basically.
Thanks, Nessie.
So we're basically down in our caravan in Dorset. So we're having a bathroom rejigged at the moment at home, which means there's no toilet, shower, sink, etc. So we basically decamped this time to the caravan to spend, which is quite nice actually. It's quite relaxing down by the coast. It means we get to go out during the day when we finish work. And potter about when Chen lets us out sometimes.
Walks on the beach, done a bit of beach combing.
Yeah, the dog gets more walks, so he's tired out all the time, which is always good.
Hi, Elaine.
If you've got a dog, you know that a tired dog is a happy dog, generally. so that's good. Yeah, Vanessa's here, Elaine's here, which is cool.
Yeah, sounds all good, everybody's saying.
So if you guys have got questions for Chen, if you want to pop them in the chat or in the comments, that'll be good.
Hi, Naval.
And then Jayne will pick them up as we start to work through.
Yes.
And augment them to the list that we've got here on the other laptop. And as you can see, we're quite... this is quite a small room that we're basically squeezed into with 2 chairs. So,
so literally your shoulder to the wall.
So it's very comfortable. Yeah. So if there's an emergency,
Hi, Magdalena.
we're not going to get out very quick.
No. No, that's true. But I better not start a fire.
No, yeah, that is true, actually.
Yeah.
So it's great to see you folks. Hopefully you've been having a good start to your week as well. And obviously there's lots of things going on from a kind of worldwide perspective that we don't really talk too much about, and we don't really get onto the conspiracy conversations. But hopefully everyone's safe, really. Everyone's at home. Everyone's prepped. Everyone's got additional things should the lights go out. And one of the things I was reading this morning was in Cuba, there's been a huge big power cut across the whole country. They've got no power at all. So when you read these things, you feel sorry for the people that live in these countries, and it does make us think about prepping, really, making sure we've got a bit of extra food and water. It's not a bad idea. And of course, power. So one of the things we do now, we've got a few things that we do now. We keep the cars filled up with fuel. We keep the power banks filled up with power. So we're kind of doing our own small version of prepping, just so that if there are sort of potential problems.
I think we've got more canned goods than Sainsbury's now, haven't we?
We've got a lot of cans, basically, that we never eat, actually. They just sit in the cupboard.
Yeah, for that rainy day, you never know.
For a rainy day that doesn't come, yeah.
Boxes of cereal, all sorts of things, haven't we?
Yeah, and by the time we get to eat them, they'll probably have gone off.
Who is Eteric Medium?
Liam.
Liam had a dream last night that we had a blackout.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. There's a lot of conversations about power problems and energy problems, and we know that, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world where you guys are, but certainly in the UK, the messaging coming out from our government is to kind of cut down on fuel usage, only drive where you need to, the normal kind of stuff. Yeah, it sort of feels like we're going back round the roundabout again from 2020 in a different way. So we won't really get onto that particularly, but I'm sure we've all got the same general thoughts about what's going on from a kind of world theatre perspective. And obviously we need to think about how that kind of affects us, our families, the way we live, the way we work, and the things that we do. So it does kind of come into the conversation from that point of view, really.
Yeah. Can I just butt in, sorry, and say, Fafi, she's asking what's important to do when friends pass. I took your question on board, and I've actually jotted it down to ask Chen for you this evening.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Yes. Yeah, she had a friend that passed over and thought we'd had a difficult passing. And so I thought I would check with Chen tonight that he's not earthbound and that he...
Oh, that's good. So It's a good thing to do. Yeah, and that's the whole point of these Q&As, really, is that we make ourselves available to you guys to ask questions, to cover those sorts of things, to talk about things that we do every day that we can kind of help with or give some guidance. And of course, Chen's obviously the key part of this conversation, because it is access to a spirit guide who's talking about and doing these sorts of things on a kind of daily basis. So we do that ourselves. I mean, both my parents have passed. Jayne's father's passed as well, so they come back occasionally and annoy us for a chat. Generally at about 11 o'clock at night when we're about to go to bed.
Well, annoy the dog first, because he's the first one, actually.
Yeah, the dog gets annoyed.
Yeah.
About 2 minutes before.
I don't always notice if we're very tired, do we? We don't notice the change in the energy, but Bert does, doesn't he?
Bert can see, yeah.
Yeah, he lets us know.
He'll basically stare behind us, and then we think, okay, we've got someone in the house. Who is it? Okay, it's one of the parents that's coming in for a chat, generally. So we kind of indulge them for about 30 minutes before we kind of decide that it's bedtime and they need to disappear. Yeah. I think Elaine's got a question
for you, actually. How did you feel when you had a change of guides?
It's a good question, Elaine, actually. It's a very good question. So as a medium, or certainly on the spiritual path, we kind of get used to the guides that we're working with, and we develop a very close bond, a bit like a marriage, really, to a certain degree. So you have that very connected kind of energy, that connected feeling, and you feel like you know each other extremely well. So when the guides change, it feels like a new relationship. It feels like someone you don't know. You've kind of lost the person that you did know and you're really connected with and quite close to. And then you do need to build this new relationship up with a new guide. And of course, that means having conversations. It means going into meditation to connect with them and get some kind of understanding as to why the guides changed, what that kind of means for you. And of course, generally, it's a good thing. You know, I know that from an SRA perspective, if we talk to a lot of the mediums in Spirit Release Academy, when they come online to do the training, a lot of them get a new guide, because the new guides are coming into clear negative energy, negative interference. So quite often, it's a new guide with a new skill set that comes online, basically. And that can be quite daunting for a lot of those mediums, because they're not expecting a guide change. It generally happens pretty fast. But normally when we look forward a few months later and speak to them, because we stay very connected in the kind of SRA community, they're very happy that the guides changed. They've made huge progress forward on their own spiritual path. So I'd say 99% of the time it's a really good thing. And hopefully that kind of answers that question.
Yeah, no, it's obviously best to check that it's not imposter guide, because they have a habit of jumping in sometimes when you are having a bit of a change or an enlightenment or going through something even negative or whatever. So you do need to check that as well, don't you?
That's the key thing, really. And Jayne's got to hit the nail on the head, is that when anything changes, then we have to double, triple check that change is a positive change. And again, we need to. So if you're a medium, what we would be doing is asking the guide 3 times, are you from the highest light? And we need to get a yes, yes, yes. We don't accept, of course I am, yes I am, anything other than a yes. So it's a yes, no answer, basically. So when I talk to Chen in the mornings, which I do every day, connect with him every day, it's, are you from the highest light? Yes. Are you from the highest light? Yes. Are you from the highest light? Yes. And that kind of gives me that qualification that I'm dealing with a spirit guide that's from the light. So you'll find that imposters will always sidestep that question. They'll always give you a yes. And then some other thing like, of course I am. And then the third test generally is things like, you don't need to ask, you know that I am, but they're not saying yes, which of course is the imposter way to sidestep the answer effectively. Yeah. That was a good question.
Tamara wants to know, when we created our post a bit earlier, the Warriors of Light.
You created.
I created.
That was Jayne's handiwork.
What big change is what's happening? We're warriors, so we're working for the light, aren't we? Changing things.
Oh, I see, yeah. That is the post, I guess. That's kind of how Chen explains what we do, that we're effectively, we're all kind of here to basically clear this negative interference that's on the planet, that's affecting so many people on a daily basis. And, our inbox is always full of people's stories and people's accounts of things they're going through, and the chaos that comes into their life when we know that there is negative interference. So kind of we are all light workers, really, which is that. And I think pictures speak 1,000 words, don't they? So Jayne had some fun basically with some of the AI tools that we use to create some images, and that was a really good one that that you sort of came up with.
Yeah, somebody said this evening that I look like I really meant business, but then again, I'm a woman.
Of course, of course, we know my place. I'd be being elbowed to get to the front.
Yeah.
If there was a fight, I'd be behind very quickly, probably. Jayne's elbows will be in. Not just woman, but of course a menopausal woman too. And we know what that means for us guys that live with ladies of a certain age.
So sympathetic, full of sympathy, as you can see.
Well, you are doing the menopausal conversation.
Yes,
fair.
I know.
Workshop.
Yes, there is a bit of a presence over there.
Maybe the wives should put their husbands on that.
Well,
have you thought of that?
I have finished the PDF now. It's on there, and I think it is for everybody. It's not just for female viewing. Really, it's good to read, and it's a bit of a light-hearted take on the things that we're going through, because we all go through it, don't we? Some are worse than others, I think, but every woman comes to that part of her life where she's been transformed into the wise woman. I mean, we've been here a long time, haven't we now? So yes, the PDF is on the website under resources, I think.
Yep, probably.
Yes. Yeah, Ollie uploaded that. So we ought to get Chen in.
Let's get Chen in and get going. Yeah, definitely.
So if anybody wants to know anything from Chen, pop it in the chat. I have got a few here ready to go as well. So
cool.
All right.
Okay, we'll see you folks in a moment. I'm going home apparently. Jayne asked last week where I go, and Chen said home. So
yes.
Lovely. Perhaps I can get a siesta in or something for half an hour.
I think you'll be working.
Which would be good. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'll catch you folks in a moment. Hello, my dear.
Good evening. Here we are again.
This is very comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, comfortable?
Yes.
Or a bit of a squash.
Squash. Energetically, it feels very squashed to me.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's all
we
right.
tried to change things around a little bit in here, because being in the van, all the rooms are well, the living area is not too small, but the bedrooms certainly are. You have to squeeze around the bed to move around. So we've tried to put a bigger desk in today, and but it doesn't improve the width, I'm afraid.
We're in very close confinement.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Which is fine. We're here to work.
Yeah.
And we have to work with the resources that we have to do the job.
Yes.
Which of course is a very interesting part of the opening conversation, really. I think most people are compromising with their lives, with their choices, with their work situations, with their families, with their finances. So everything is a compromise, and you have to learn to adapt. And that is especially prudent for this coming time, really, is that people are learning and finding that they're in a position they have to adapt to circumstances as they change.
Yes, and you have to adapt, I think, as well, don't you, to continue doing the work?
Yes, the work changes.
Yes.
Energy changes, the work changes. Nothing stays the same. Even when we connect, I connect to people, as you know, my dear, to the clients every day, and we see and find different things every day.
Yes.
So it's never the same. There is continual change. Most people are unaware that everything is changing around them. And this, I think, is one of the big problems for many people, is they find themselves in a situation that we could call comfortable. Yeah. And then they try to lock into that comfortable life, the comfortable family situation, the comfortable job, the comfortable finances, and they try to hold that together because they fear change. But change is inevitable. Change happens to everyone continually, all of the time.
Yes.
So it's much better to learn to let your life change as you need it to, or as the universe changes it for you, really. But be adaptable. Don't lock into certain things. In the same way that people have and buy material possessions, don't lock yourself to your life and your possessions. Think, if things change tomorrow and you needed to leave your house, you can buy all of those things again. You can start again. The personal things might be more difficult, pictures and things that are very personal, but effectively they're just things.
Yeah. The
most important thing is your energy, your mental construct, and your family, of course.
Yes, yes, that's right. I mean, we work quite hard, really, to keep our mental construct safe. But the energy that is the that is here at the moment, that, you know, sometimes it feels like you're trying to fight your way through syrup, doesn't it? Which is quite thick and sticky.
Yes, so there are dense energies around the planet, and this is what we're all working to clear.
Yes.
Everyone that listens to this broadcast and podcast is a light worker, because they'll be listening, they'll be tuning into the frequencies of my voice and your voice and the words that we use, and this will ignite some people. People will feel motivated by the conversation.
Oh, good. I hope that does happen.
Yes, and it happens. That's what happens. That's what we're here to do.
Yes.
And as I say to you and Andrew often, for some people, your job is just to wake up in the morning. Just waking up and holding your vibration in the dark place that you live energetically is why you're there.
Is that what they call holding the space?
You could call it holding the space.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you imagine a city that's very dark and dense with a lot of negative interference, a lot of negative energies and entities around, place one light worker in the middle, changes the whole vibration. Place 2, place 3, place hundreds, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah.
So this is why people like yourselves find yourselves being drawn or relocated to difficult, dark places on the planet, because this is where you're needed. It might not be the best places to live, of course.
You're referring to the UK, aren't you?
Well, yes. But, of course, we have to put the acupuncture pins in the right places to get the results. And this is the same for everyone.
Yeah, okay. Can I just mention Fafi Fab, our one of our followers? She mentioned that she had a friend. I'm hoping that you'll be able to hook into his energy and just check. She said he had a very difficult passing. If you need any more details, we can certainly ask her, because she's online. But she would like to check that he's not still earthbound, that he did.
No, he's been relocated back to spirit. Yes.
Lovely.
And when you say difficult passing, physically difficult.
I think that's what she meant.
But not spiritually. So he passed very easily.
Okay, I think she meant he had a difficult time as he was passing.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Physicality.
Okay. Yes. So he's home.
Yes.
He's made it home. Lovely. Oh, she's also saying that she's made some emergency bags with documents and photos. That's a good idea, isn't it? We were talking about
preparation.
Yes.
Everyone should be prepared. You never know what's coming. And of course, as technology continues to move forward, it makes the infrastructure more vulnerable. If you go back to days before people really needed technology to live, people lived in small groups generally, mainly family, and everyone supported each other.
Yes.
But now we have this very technical, highly connected world. But of course, it's separated everyone from each other.
Yes,
generally.
it has. Yes, we were just talking about this today, actually, because back when my mum was small, we went there for her birthday. Actually, she lived in a little hamlet at Morwenstow, near Bude in Cornwall, and we took her out there for her birthday last year because she wanted us to see, just remember where she grew up. And as we were stood on the green, she was pointing out all the different cottages, and she said, "Auntie Gladys lived there. Auntie, Uncle Bob lived in that one." And of course, my granddad ran the inn, the pub. And they all stayed like that. They literally, they were married from that hamlet, but stayed fairly local.
Yes, and this
what it was like.
Still happens in some places around the world. People geographically don't move too far in some places. And of course, other countries, when the transport's better and the opportunities are better, that's what drove this concept of travel and travel for work.
Yeah.
So back in the old days, when transport was obviously very expensive or non-existent, people couldn't change their geographical location, so families grew up together. And this was a much more structured way to live, in a way, because it connected the grandparents to their children, and then of course to grandchildren that came through.
Yes.
They had very good relationships with the grandparents. So, and of course the grandparents had the time and the energy generally to be able to look after or maintain the family whilst the parents were working.
Yeah.
Whereas now we've got everything's being split apart, really. And of course, people are struggling because there isn't the support network.
No, that's right. It was a network, wasn't it?
Yes.
A family network. And they were there to all support each other and help out. But it is different now. But that's what technology's done, like you say.
Well, there's always positives and there's always negatives.
Yes.
So, I mean, there are some societies that continue to live the old ways. Look at the Amish.
Yes.
They do not change. They continue to farm in the same ways they did.
Yeah.
They live in the same ways that they did. They maintain their borders and boundaries in the same ways they did.
Yeah.
And they have their own legal system, really.
Yeah.
So they
live a
effectively...
simpler life, but hard work, I should think.
Is it more fulfilling? Maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
And some people, I'm sure, would think so. Some may not. But, of course, it doesn't suit everyone, like everything. But, you know, the geodiverse relocation of people, has that made life better? And that's a question to everyone, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Answers on a postcard. Candy is saying, when we were talking about the, changing things and how that affects the energy, this week I was daydreaming about moving to Europe and what that would look or feel like. And it completely changed my energy. It opened up my field. And I felt so expanded just by mentally aligning with the new experience.
Yes, it's a wonderful idea. And of course, again, if you stay in the same places doing the same thing with the same people, then nothing changes about your life.
Yeah.
You don't really get to experience positive change.
No.
So travel is a good thing as well as sometimes a negative thing.
Yeah.
And for some people want to feel safe in their very small communities.
Yes.
Other people feel stifled in small communities and want to expand and see the world,
yes,
do different things. So everyone has a different viewpoint really on their life. And I think the thing is, of course, you don't really want to get to the end of your life and look back and think, I wish I did. Wishing I did is a negative place to be.
Yeah.
So doing the things, making the changes when you can, because there's never a right time. There's never a right time to have children. Children used to just pop up as and when, before contraception became the way it is now.
You could decide,
Yes. So effectively, free will, if you like, and energy was just taking its own course to a certain degree.
Yes.
But now, of course, lots of people try and plan everything religiously, and that can put more stress on relationships. And of course, it also can break things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So if you feel like
it's very true.
A change of location, then change your location.
Come on over, Candy. Come on over. Well, not maybe to the UK because it's wet, wild, and windy here, but there's beautiful parts of Europe. We have just booked up to go to Tuscany in Italy for a couple of weeks in September, and we're very excited.
Yes.
A bit of warmth, bit of Italian countryside and
I
food.
don't remember seeing the holiday request form, my dear.
Don't worry, we'll still be working. Angel says I've been having a lot of ringing in my right ear over the past 24 hours. I can sympathise with that one, having tinnitus. But it's not normal for me. Do you have any ideas?
It's interesting.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are experiencing ringing in the ears. Tinnitus is the wording, really.
Yes.
So we talked about this with you, my dear, some time ago, that the planet's vibration is changing, frequency fields are changing, and some people are actually hearing the vibratory changes.
Yes.
And of course, it's not a hearing problem. For some people, it's a hearing problem, degradation.
Yes, that was mine.
For other people, it's inside the mind, not from the ears. So it's essential to quantify with a hearing test. Is this a hearing problem? Degradation, or is this, if it's not a hearing problem from a degradation perspective, it's probably the fact you're picking up and connecting to other frequencies. And of course, Wi-Fi and electromagnetic fields are a big problem.
Yes.
So if you're living in a very urban environment where you have hundreds of Wi-Fi networks and routers and things, phones, etc., masts around you, this will cause terrible problems.
Yes.
And of course, that could start with things like ringing in the ears,
headaches,
migraines, tiredness, brain fog, lethargy. So humans are not designed to live in these urban environments that are being bombarded with radiation, basically. So your phones that are so good to use from a use perspective are radiating your field. So for younger people that have a very strong field, energetic, etheric field, probably not so bad. And of course, they're stronger physically. But as you get older, your field becomes weaker, your energy becomes degraded, and then of course these devices are going to be quite negative to you, and that will compound as time goes by.
Go back to the old days, eh?
Well, in the middle, most probably.
Yes. Yeah, she says thank you, but I mean, probably best just to get a hearing test, isn't it? So I mean, I did that, and mine was due to a virus. And I went quite deaf, more or less overnight, and the ringing started. But I now have to wear these little devices to make up what I lost.
And that's where technology is good.
It is. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your question. Hi team, please can I ask Chen about his thoughts on healing with light language, light codes, with psychic surgery, and bringing in your teams from higher dimensions, from Andromeda and Pleiadians?
Well, yes, this is the new conversation. So light, obviously, is frequency spectrum. So light healing has always been a thing, really, and of course works the same as sound. Sound changes molecular structure. Cells vibrate at different frequencies with sound. So light language is a combination of both things to a certain degree.
Yes.
So they are a new form, or newer form, of healing in the way that you described it. And of course, there is the connection to other extraterrestrial energies or entities that are bringing forward some of these changes. So it's a good thing.
Yes,
there are many new things happening, and new people, new channels are popping up every day. People that do this, that channel other entities and energies.
Yes.
And we talk about this quite often.
Yes. So you had a lovely chat with King, Ruth's guide, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
We got you both together, didn't we? And at the same time, and it was lovely. The energy was amazing. Yeah. If you haven't watched that, it's on our YouTube channel. And it was just fabulous. I was talking about it for days.
Yeah, so not often
I just loved it.
Do you get channels that actually channel together, so the guides can actually converse together.
I know.
And we should do more of it, because again, my information is different to King's. We have different perspective on things. Interesting for people to watch two physical humans channeling other entities and let those entities talk about different topics and conversations and see where those differences are, which one resonates with you and which one doesn't resonate with you.
Yes, that's very true. Well, King was last here in the 9th century, 10 something anyway, he said. I mean, I just think that's absolutely amazing that and here he is.
You should have grey hair.
He comes across a very old man, an old being, but
he's not.
No, it's how he presents himself.
Yes, of course.
He's not Ruth. He's a young whippersnapper, is he?
He's certainly younger than he portrays, I'm sure.
Yes. Well, you're different.
We all take on a personality.
Yes, of course.
So I basically choose the personality I wish to use as the persona for this work.
Yes.
And of course, King does the same, as do all of the spiritual guides that work through channelers.
Yes. Well, King's got a lovely sense of humour.
Yes.
Hasn't he? He's just a little quieter with it. It's super. It's lovely. Where are we? Magdalena. You'll be meeting Magdalena at, well, possibly over the Easter weekend. She won your chat with Chen.
Wonderful. I would look forward to that.
Yes. She said her friend's cat passed recently. I would imagine that her friend is very, very upset about that. And what happens with cats after passing? Can we connect with their energy?
Yes, everything is energy.
Yes.
So anything that walks the planet that has a conscious awareness to animate a physical body has to have energy.
Yes.
So every living thing has energy. And of course, when we talk about species like felines and dogs, etc., they tend to go back to their archetype, really, in comparison to humans, that actually you can connect to the person's energy and core conscious awareness.
Yes.
But of course, you can still connect to the energy, the conscious energy of that particular animal.
Yes.
So again, spiritual mediums should be able to do that for you.
Yes, I still feel when Florrie's around. In fact, I sometimes hear her tip-tapping across the floor, and I think Bert's about, and he's not. He's asleep in his bed.
Yes, the animals stay around the humans.
Oh, where else would they be?
Yes, of course. Well, everything is in the same space, really. You see everything physically, so you differentiate between different physical places and things. But of course, in different dimensional frequencies, everything's the same. It's a big soup of energy.
Yes.
Everything's
Yes.
there.
Yes.
So there isn't this separation, whereas you will see
so
separation.
home isn't a different place, a different area, is it?
No,
Different
of
place
course, no.
where you are.
No, it's a frequency.
Yes.
That everything exists in. All conscious awareness
Yes.
is there with source. So
Yes.
it's only when you're physically in body. Again, it's this concept of the theatre show. You put on your uniform, you hop up on the stage, and you basically enjoy the play. But effectively, all of the people in the audience watching are, if you like, your spiritual counterparts.
Yes.
They're watching you in that play.
Yes.
They're not connecting to you. They're not speaking to you. You're playing your part and doing what you do. And the audience is spirit, really.
Yeah. 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 That's nice. I like that. Thank you. Tom says, the bit about having children resonated with me, as my wife and I are currently trying for a child. I feel like we're trying to control the process, and I wondered how Chen would approach it. Any advice?
Yes, it's a very good question.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone tries to control the process, really, because everyone is looking to have a healthy child.
Yes.
That's the whole point of continuing your species, really, is that you procreate, and what you want is a happy, healthy child.
Yeah.
Of course, these days that can be quite difficult to do because of all of the environmental problems and the food-based problems and water-based problems. But again, if you become too fixed again in what you want, then potentially you push things away. Because what you need to do when you're having children, you're opening the thought process. Two people are choosing, electing spiritually to procreate, have a child.
Yep.
So that means that in spirit, a child's energy has to come forward and say, yes, I would like to join that family.
That child chooses you.
Yeah, so that child's looking at you two as parents, is looking at the soul group, is looking at past lives. Have you been together? Can I incarnate into that family unit and structure? What can I bring? What can I do? How is my spiritual path going to change as those two are parents? What will they teach me?
Yes.
There's a whole host of questions, but the more you try to control it, the more difficult you make it, because you're putting effectively blocks in for that spiritual
stipulations
to come in. And of
Yeah.
course, the more you do that, the more difficult things become.
Right.
So think about relationships. In a relationship, if you bring your ideal person up in your mind, they must have brown hair with blue eyes, they must be 6 foot tall, they must be like this and that. You're negating huge parts of the population.
Yes.
Basically, and you get to the point, and we all know people, I'm sure, that don't actually find their connected partner because their criteria is so stringent, they push everything else away.
Yes. Yes.
Energetically.
Yes.
And when they meet people, those people never come up to the very high bar that they set for themselves.
Well, this is it. I think there's a certain amount of things that you have to try and decide, because there's money comes into it. There's practical things that might prevent you from wanting to have a child earlier, or I think for us humans now, we always feel the time must be right to have a child.
Yes, and the time is never right. There'll never be a right time, will there? Because no one's in a position to have everything ready to go.
No.
So, and generally, again, when children come into a family, they change all of the dynamics anyway.
Yes.
So the things that you present with and try to control generally get flexed and changed.
Yes.
And the more rigid your structure, the more difficult that's going to be for you to accommodate the change.
Yeah. Yeah. So a child that comes into your family, is that child always having been part of your soul family?
Not always.
Not always. There's
sometimes.
New. Yes.
It depends. It depends what your path, why you're here. What have you come here to do? Yourself and Andrew made an agreement before you incarnated to do this work. And that was in the latter part of both of your lives, which is why you've had previous relationships, previous marriages and children, and then bingo, you meet. And the moment you meet, you step onto the spiritual path that you set for yourselves.
Yes.
And everything changes. Your whole life's completely changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it was quite catastrophic for a while, my dear, but obviously in a positive way moving forward.
Well, if something's supposed to be, it shouldn't be easy, should it? You should have to fight for it.
If it's worth
well, not
having,
fight for it, but there's all these hurdles.
If it's worth having, then you have to put some effort in.
Yeah.
If it comes easily, relationships are the same. If it comes easy, people don't want easy. People want a challenge. People want to people like a winner, don't they, generally?
Yes.
So if you want something in your life, you have to not fight for it, but you have to put some effort in to make it mean something to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
And then, of course, you'll push it away.
Because it was too easy.
Yes.
There we are. Yes. Okay, thank you.
That was a very interesting question.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yes. I hope things work out for you, Tom. I hope you have that little bundle of joy. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but 19320 is on YouTube and asking, I wonder if Chen had feelings on white ETs. They keep visiting and hanging around the periphery. It's okay not to answer also. Oh, well, that's fine to ask, though.
Yes,
if you can't answer, you won't, will you?
No, of course. I do have to check sometimes.
I know you do.
And I do overstep myself at times.
Yeah.
And then I do get reprimanded, of course, afterwards. Yes. Like everything, we all have some thing that's higher than us that we have to answer to, generally.
Yes.
And, of course, that's the same for myself.
Yeah.
So when we say white ETs, are we talking about Palladians? Are we talking about a particular species? Or just generally...
I'm not sure. I don't say.
Scheme of skin, or are we talking about white as in positive entities?
Possibly Palladians, because with those are the ones I think we are probably most familiar with, aren't they? They are white hair.
Yes, blue eyes.
Startling eyes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, so that could be what they're talking about.
And we have many of them in the Academy. So the Spirit Release Academy is working with many of these entities behind the scenes.
Yes.
And the Palladians are very proportionate in the numbers.
Okay, and why would that be? Because that's what they're... I mean, why is that?
Because they're very connected and engaged to make the changes before things get worse.
Why are you smiling?
I'm being told to be careful. Choosing my words very carefully.
Okay.
Because we don't want to step into the conspiratorial side of things.
No.
Obviously.
No. Well, it wasn't a conspiratorial question. It was just a...
I was about to lead on to something else.
Oh, I see. Basically. Right, okay. Well, we don't want to get into trouble.
No. Effectively, there are many entities, as you all know, that are here watching what's happening. When there are wars and events going on the planet, then the things that are being detonated create changes across dimensional frequencies. So when bombs go off in certain parts of the planet, it's not just the humans and the animals and the bird life and the fish and the planet that gets changed, that those things have impact to other species, other entities.
Yes.
And of course, those entities can become quite cross when these sorts of things happen. So you're seeing a war in your physical 3D. The same thing is happening in spiritual space.
Okay. So if this person is seeing, when they say around the periphery, I'm assuming, in the periphery. Yes. But that's good.
Yes. I mean, there are both types of watchers. There are watchers that are watching from a positive perspective. And then, my dear, last week we had negative watchers that were watching what we were doing from a negative perspective.
Yeah.
That we needed to bounce out of this particular session.
Yes.
And as far as the worldwide meditations are concerned, again, we have both. We have my group that are positive, that are protecting the space, protecting the people. And then we have the negative aspect that's watching what's happening. Because, of course, it impacts them.
They're feeling quite threatened by it at the minute, aren't they?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Yes. Makes you very happy, doesn't it?
Yes, that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely. Willis says, I'm so grateful for you both and for channeling Chen. We need all the help we can get. Oh, that's nice.
Yes, we're all in this together.
We are, yeah. That's what the post was all about this morning.
Yes. And I think I spoke before, even spirit guides get attacked by the negative interference.
Yeah.
So not just you physical humans have psychic attack or spiritual attack. Ourselves as guides get attacked by the interference, by the negative side too at times.
That's interesting. Well, you have universal laws and regulations, don't you, that you can't overstep. You need permissions and things, don't you? Yes,
we have a stricter criteria to engage.
Yes.
Whereas they generally do not.
And is that because of out of respect, or I mean, there's things that we've had to learn to respect that we wouldn't particularly have chosen to, but we know we have to. So
yes, you're choosing your words very carefully, my dear.
I am.
Yes,
I am. But then they're powerful, aren't they? And
yes, of course.
then they don't care the fact that humans feel things and
No.
just get what they want.
A different species that's not engaged in anything to do with humans or the emotional aspect of humans, that sees you in the same way that you see cattle or other animals, will treat you in the way they want to, in the same way that you as humans do that to other creatures on the planet.
Yeah, we're humans, aren't we? We have empathy, and
yes,
those of us, most of us are, animal empaths, and you wouldn't hurt anything, not anything, but of course they don't have the mental construct that humans have. So
no, and also worse than that, they see you as their food, their substance. So it's much worse than how we're discussing it, really.
Well, we've learnt to respect it, so
yes,
and ask if we need to as well.
Yes, and this is what we do. We, as in myself and my team, the guides that we work with, these species, the entities we work with, are here to protect our own flock. So the people that we work with, the people that we engage with, are protected because they're part of our group, of course. Whereas random people that are not on a spiritual path, that are not aligned with one team or the other, are fair game, basically. And these are our clients, basically, in that way.
Yes. Can I just go back to, if I can find it. Chris said, I just need to explain something. I got a session done by Chen on the 12th of March. I'm very grateful for the great results. That's nice. Any extra message or feedback from that session? We don't do that, actually. We don't do that. Our clearings are quite, you simply spot, you clear, and you leave, don't you, Chen?
Yeah, it's generic.
So there's nothing more you can say on that particular clearing.
Yeah, so it's not really a reading per se. It's not like going to see a reader that's going to read your field and give you feedback. The way that we work is we're providing and performing spiritual intervention on your behalf. So I come into your field, scan your field, scan the whole raft of different frequencies, and in every frequency, anything that's in that frequency that's negative, we clear and remove. So think of almost water running through some sort of sieve, effectively. We're just sieving out the negative frequencies in the field. So we're not looking for connections. We're not talking to discarnate spirits or entities connected to you, why they're there, who they're from. We're not really interested in any of that at all, because it's much quicker for us to come in to clear the interference. People that have been cursed and have curse work and occult practice in their fields, again, there's a whole huge conversation as to why that's there, where it came from, who did it. But giving you that information generally is negative, because it creates fear. So what we do is we come in, we clear fast, we remove everything negative, and then we basically say, how do you feel? And hopefully you feel better and you can go onward with your journey.
Thank you. Kira says, I've invited my guides, those that have passed, DTs, etc., to visit with very little results. What am I doing wrong?
When she says she's invited them, is that in meditation or how? I
would imagine so. She's very careful.
Because, of course, they could well be connecting to you whilst you sleep, but the conscious mind wouldn't be able to remember what's happening. So again, for lots of people, lots of you are connecting to spirit, connecting to your guides. Lots of you are working whilst you sleep. Many of you wake up fatigued and tired and think it's because you haven't slept very well, but you've actually been working spiritually. This is the reason you're tired. But of course, the conscious mind, as it comes to, leaves the spiritual space and dimensional frequencies and can't remember what's happening. The only way you can find out is to go back in hypnosis. Hypnosis is a wonderful mechanism and tool for a practitioner to take you back on a timeline and find out what you were doing. So it might be worth booking a hypnosis session with someone that's credible to say, am I actually working? Am I connecting to my guides, interdimensional entities as well? Because I would say that you probably are, you just can't remember it.
Because you're asleep.
Yes.
Okay.
If you remember, young Andrew was doing this for years. I was working with him for years, and he had no idea what was going on because the conscious mind wasn't actually awake and aware at the time. And then, of course, we started to converse.
She's just saying actually that she's asking in meditation and before I go to bed, and I asked to remember, but I rarely do. But it is happening.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
There you are. Bit of reassurance for you, Kira. Let me just. There was yes. So Chen once said that nuclear war wouldn't happen because the other higher beings will stop it. Is that still the case?
Yes. Because you could kill yourselves as humanity, as a species, but unfortunately nuclear weapons have a huge dynamic that involves other entities, and those other entities won't allow that to happen. So you'll notice that nuclear war, nuclear weapons are not being detonated.
No.
It's just threat, as always. And of
Since
course,
the 1980s, I think.
Yes, this is what happens. And if you look, actually, there's probably many accounts of countries that have tried to do things with nuclear weapons and they've been turned off and the silos get shut down. So it won't happen.
No, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, thank you. Bit of reassurance again. Tamara, hi Chen. I'm so drawn to channeling, all the clairs, the spiritual path, and I'm pretty much immersed in it. However, I seem to blocked to experiencing much of the noticeable clairs myself on a personal level. I've sensed it might be because I'm a bit focused on the physical world and its challenges because of a disability challenge. Do you have any tips for tuning in while a bit necessarily distracted by the 3D of my experience?
Yes, that's the answer. When you're very connected to the 3D, to the physical world, to the problems, generally creates fear, and that changes your vibration. It brings your vibration down. When we're channeling in this method, your vibration needs to be very high for entities like myself to be able to come in to the physicality in a certain degree, to be able to animate it, certainly to move Andrew's hands, his face, his head. I have to be located energetically back in a physical body, the same as my last life. So if you're very connected to the physical, you're reading the news, even if you don't notice it, you're going to be in fear. There's going to be a fear vibration that locks you in a very low frequency. You may feel happy enough, you may feel consciously aware, you may be meditating and doing all of those sorts of things, but ultimately you're locking yourself into a lower frequency band. And that means two things. One, it makes the guides more problematic for the guides to try and connect. And two, of course, some of the guides back off because you're not at the right level to have the transmission or the connection.
Okay. And I think she possibly meant that she has some sort of disability, so she has to be in the 3D world and not commit herself totally to the mediumship side of her life. I think that's what she meant, probably.
Yes, most probably. But again,
challenges.
Everything is a physical body, so the physical body is not real. The spiritual energy and the consciousness is the only thing that's real. So you can still disconnect from the physical. The same way when people have their operations, we talk about them often. A surgical operation is applied with an anesthetic, and the anesthetic effectively is a poison spiritually that separates the conscious awareness from the physical body, which is why you feel no pain. And then at the end of the operation, that anesthetic is reversed and the spiritual body crashes back down into the physical, relocates, and then of course you wake up generally. So even though this person might have physical disability problems, you can still disconnect her conscious awareness spiritually.
In the practice of meditation.
So my advice would be to join a group of people that know what they're doing, a good medium.
I think it sounds like she knows what she's doing.
Yes, that understands protection.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Someone said that this is Faffy. Someone said that portals are sparking wars, not so much oil. I'm not sure.
Portals as in energetic portals?
Yeah, I would imagine, yes.
Yes, there are portals all over the planet all of the time, and they're coming and going all of the time. Some of them are created by other entities. Some of them are created by humans. But I wouldn't say they're the problem.
No. Okay.
The problem, of course, is the same thing as usual. Negative interference that's trying to control the planet and trying to control the resources of the planet.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I am aware of the time because we're going to enjoy one of your lovely little meditations in a minute as well, aren't we?
Yes.
So we're sort of like we're running a bit close to the wind on time. But Catherine sent in a question on behalf of Gareth. Bear with me, I have forgotten to bring my mouse and I'm not very good without it. Okay, so Gareth just wanted to know, is it possible that the identity we mistake for ourselves, ego, constructed only of thoughts and imagining, is built mostly from the receptive thoughts and images of the universal mind? This to me would be the great deceiver, Satan, which means opposer, accuser, adversary in Hebrew. Sorry, yes, you were going to say something.
I stopped you there.
No, it's okay. It's quite a long question. Similar to the symbolism of the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. With this in mind, there are two streams of thoughts. Deception, separation or love, and oneness, where we have the choice to consciously choose which thought stream to accept and act upon. In efforts to consolidate a question, does Chen know if this would be the case, that seemingly harmless daily thoughts aren't manifestations of the individual, harmless daily thoughts, aren't manifestations of the individual and are a greater manipulation to induce separation from oneness consciousness by creating an illusory identity that we all call ego?
Yes, very good way to, a very complicated way to basically
Thank
explain
you.
it. So if we think most people's thoughts, think about your thoughts every day. If you're having negative thoughts, they're not yours.
They're not ours, no.
Basically, and this we've said many, many times. So the human being, if you put them effectively in a Faraday cage, effectively, there was no external influence at all, you'd find most of your thoughts were benign, but they would be benignly positive. But this negative terrain that comes in continually from most people, the thoughts that make you irritable, make you angry, drive you into chaos with your family, your friends, your work colleagues. This is all interference coming from that channel that he speaks of.
Yes, okay.
And this is why we employ spiritual protection. We put ourselves in our bubble. We block out that stream of negativity. And the best way to do that is to change your frequency. So as your frequency comes up, you rise out of that band. So we know that these energies, this negative influence is around everyone all of the time, 24 hours a day, all of the time. You're effectively down in a soup of negativity.
Okay.
But as you rise and your vibration comes up, you rise above that cloud. Think of smog around a city. So a city has all this smog, all this toxic air from cars and buildings and such like, and it sits at a certain height. And if you were to go up in an air balloon, as you go up past that height, the air becomes pure and clean and clear. So your objective is to get your vibration up out of that smog layer, and all of that negative thought stops immediately.
Yeah. So what about his thought on the ego? This to me would be the great deceiver, Satan.
Well, different words for different people, for different religions, different cultures, but we just call that negative interference.
The ego.
Yes, so it's negative interference. So think about people that you know that have different faces. They have the loving, kind, positive face.
Yes.
Is that the real them? And then sometimes they have the negative, argumentative, difficult side to them. Who is that? Is that the same person? Are they two different people?
Yes.
Or is it just different frequencies?
Right. Yeah, different frequencies, as in the energies that they're choosing to connect to at that time.
Yes. So the ego could be called the negative interference, because the ego is self-serving. The ego is negatively biased and negatively aligned, so it has to be a negative frequency.
Yeah. So
people that have huge ego, sense of self, put themselves above everyone else.
Yeah.
And in that bracket, we see psychopathic traits. We see narcissistic people.
Yes.
So these are all people aligning with that negative soup, that negative smog.
Okay.
If we see humble people, people that are doing well for themselves, that speak kindly and positively, they're up in a different frequency. They don't have an ego that's driving attention.
So they don't need to drop into that space. Yeah.
So think of social media. People that have huge egos. We know of people that have huge egos. They're always talking about themselves, that all need to be liked and loved. And the world's wonderful in their view because they're the center of it. that's a huge ego. So
Yes.
what does that mean? Negative
It's not
interference.
good, is it?
No.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
You did
Gareth.
say I would, my dear.
Yes, I did. I did.
I did listen to your conversation.
Yes, I know.
I did chuckle to myself.
Andy and I were having a conversation about somebody earlier, and this person has not. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. You get the drift. And he said, well, we could just bring it up later on, couldn't we? And in the chat, and I said, I think you'll find that Chen will anyway.
Yes, I was listening.
Yeah.
The audience need to know. There are
to be.
There's lots of
mindful.
There's lots of people looking for ears, people that have big voices that are loud, and you've got to listen to what they say, because if what they say doesn't resonate with you, it's a different frequency, and if it's coming from an egotistical perspective, it's negative interference.
Yeah, or money,
or imposter guides,
a wrong intention.
There's a whole list of things, my dear. We could go on. And I know it's affected your life. It's very personal to you.
Very.
Yes.
Very. Yes. Not anymore. Thank you. Durga is just asking, are you able to tune in to the name or names of my guides? I'm not sure Chen would be able to tell you that this evening, but the best thing would be is to join a meditation protection group, and to do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And it will come to you. It will come, but it needs to take time. You need to build up to the point that your guides are happy to show themselves. And
yes, and because it's a two-way orchestrated connection. So again, rather than just blurting out names that don't really mean much, as you said, my dear, if you're going through meditation, when I presented myself to Andrew, that was after a Reiki session, yes. And he laughed and said that he was too busy for me at the time. I'd need to come back later. And of course, I laughed and thought, you've got no idea what's coming into your life. And you, my dear, were shown your guide name, but you were never shown the imagery.
No, that's right. Yeah, in fact, only about a month ago.
Yes.
So I did know the name, but wouldn't show himself to me. So things happen when they're supposed to happen. And I think if you would, think about joining a circle, or I mean, we run courses, something like that. It will happen in its time, but you may not be able to choose that time.
That's a very polite way to say it, my dear.
Well, yes, it's true, isn't it? It's not.
Yes.
But I think perhaps because we're sort of running into the hour now, we ought to have our little meditation, if that's okay. It's a 10-minute meditation.
Yes, of course.
That Chen runs for us at the end of each Q&A session. So it's not long, but it's just long enough to set us up nicely for your day, if you're in the daytime, or our night, if we're in our evening, like we are. Sleep like a baby tonight.
Yes, you quite look forward to it, my dear.
I do.
Yes.
I do. Yes. And we've got nobody horrid on tonight, so I can close my eyes.
Well, that's good.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so shall we proceed? So find yourself in a comfortable space. Allow yourself to relax. So just take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Fill your lungs completely with oxygen. So again, breathe in through your nose. Fill your lungs to capacity, and then breathe out through your mouth. And just continue to do that. So now signaling to that spiritual conscious awareness that we're coming online. Spiritually, we're changing our frequency. So breathing in through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. And now just put a thought out to your own spirit guides that you would like them to come closer, to connect in a positive way, working for your highest good and the highest good of humanity in this short meditation. So now just bring your focus and your awareness to yourself, into your mind. Imagine going backwards through your eyes. Instead of looking outwards, look inwards. So go in to your eyes, into your conscious awareness, into the conscious space that's inside yourself. And now just lock on to your thought process. Notice the thoughts that are coming in. Let them go out. You can hear noises around you. You can hear noises outside. You do not need to be in a peaceful place to do this meditation. And now just put a thought out to ground yourself. And you can see grounding roots that leave the bottoms of your feet. They spread out on the soil in front of you like a tree showing its root system. You can see huge, big, thick, vibrant, strong roots. And now push them down into the center of Mother Earth, connecting you to the core of the planet's spiritual, energetic connection. You can already pull your feel, and the feet are pulling downwards. You feel this connection, you feel the pull of Mother Earth pulling you down, grounding all of your energy. Now just bring your conscious awareness to your heart center. Allow your heart chakra to open like a doorway that opens on its own. And as it does so, you see a bright white light illuminate that chakra. And that white light moves down through your chest to your solar plex chakra, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra at the same time, opening them like doorways. Lights expanding, filling the space, bright white lights. And then push that light down through the tops of your legs, down past your knees, down into your feet, down into the center of Mother Earth. Clearing your field, pushing away negative, stale, stagnant energy that you've picked up during the week. And now bring your conscious awareness to your crown at the top of your head and see a white light leaving your crown chakra, connecting you to core conscious awareness, a high frequency field. It's not a deity, it's not an energy, it's not an entity, it's a vibration, a frequency of core conscious awareness that's positive. And they take that white light from that field and bring it down through your head. See it leaving your third eye chakra as it opens that chakra. That light cascades down to your throat chakra. You open your mouth and you can see that light leaving your throat, cleansing and clearing your field. And see that bright white light move down through the tops of your arms, leaving the ends of your fingertips, as again you're illuminating your spiritual self. You're changing your frequency. You're pushing out negative, stale energy. And now see that white light move down through the top of your body, back to your heart center, again exploding from that heart chakra, clearing the top half of your field, of your energy, connecting you to core conscious awareness at the same time. This is you now connected top and bottom, connected to Mother Earth, connected to core conscious energy. And now see a bubble of white light. This is your bubble, your frequency, your protected space. To see a doorway that opens in that bubble, step through, close the door behind you. This is your protected space. This is where you can go to sleep. This is where you can come if you feel anxiety, negativity, fear. If you feel angry, depressed, bring this bubble up in your mind, step through and close that door. And then put the thought out to your guides to clear negative interference from your field. Now just bring an image up of a person that's you. Just look at that image for a moment. Look at your hair. Look at your eye colour. Look at your face. Look at your body. And now dress yourselves in the clothes that are your most favourite clothing. The clothing that you feel good in, clothing that makes you feel positive, smart. You like yourself in your best dress clothes. Look at your shoes. Then adorn yourself with other things that you like. Maybe lipstick, maybe bags. See yourself in the most positive way and love yourself. This is who you are. This is how you love yourself. This is the image that you like, the image you portray. It's part of your play. This is who you have chosen to be. Now see that person and spin them in your mind. So view them from the back, view them from the front, view yourself from the sides, and just look at the image that we're building of you, the most positive image. This can be you, the thinnest that you've ever been, the biggest that you've ever been, the tallest or the smallest that you've ever been. Build this image of you that you love and like. And now see that person start to walk forward. And as you start to walk forward, you see a golden flame of light around a circle spinning. Start to walk through that flame of light. And as you walk through, you see your clothing disappears. You see your form, your physical form also disappears. And what's left on the other side of that glowing flame of light is your conscious awareness, your energy, your cells, your field. There is no physical form. This is what happens when you pass. You leave behind the physical body and you just have your spiritual energy and your conscious awareness. This is who you really are. Form makes no difference. This is how you feel. When you lose your physical body, you feel the same. The physical body is not you. That representation of that wonderful person is not you. It's who you thought you were, but it's not who you are. You're a spiritual light worker of power here to change the vibrations of the planet, to work positively, change your friends, your family, people you work with, acquaintances, people you meet in stores and shops. Smile, laugh, maybe a sneaky wink at ones you really like. You can change other people's feelings, thoughts and emotions by being the best version of you. But the physical body is not that. So just think today, how will you change people you meet? Laugh. Laughter is contagious. Laughter is the most contagious thing on the planet because it opens your heart chakra. And this is why we say, laugh every day. So find something to laugh about. When you're out and about, do funny things that make people laugh. It changes you and it changes the people you interact with. So now just bring your conscious awareness back to that bubble of light. See yourself as a connected spiritual light worker. Step into your wetsuit, put your legs in the leg holes, your arms in the arm holes, and do that wetsuit up from the top of your legs to your throat, and then put the hat up over your head, protecting your chakra system, protecting your energy field. And now take your invisibility cloak that we use every week. Step into that cloak. Put your arms in the armholes, flick one side up over your shoulder. Allow the hood drop down past your face. This moves you into an invisible, protected, sovereign frequency. Other energies and entities will no longer see you on the astral. This is you in protected space, claiming your invisibility as a light worker, someone that's here to invoke change. So now just bring your conscious awareness back to the room that you're in. Move your hands and your feet, and when you're ready, open your eyes.
Thank you, Chen.
Hello, my dear.
Hello.
Did you drop off?
No,
No?
I was aware, but
Aware and listening, but somewhere else.
yes, I think so.
Possibly back home, maybe.
That was lovely. That was absolutely lovely.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes.
And I hope everyone else did too.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a very powerful method of reminding you that you're not who you think you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And going behind your eyes. So it's like swizzling your eyes around.
Yes, looking inwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It was very good. And when looking at myself, I don't know what you all found, but I was dressed in my favourite dress, but I was twirling around, waving my arms in the air like I was dancing.
Wonderful, my dear.
Yes.
Happiness.
Yes.
Yes.
I was laughing.
Because this, of course, is the conversation, really, that as all of you grow older, you always see the better version of you when you were younger. So everyone feels bad about themselves because they age. You remember yourself when you're 20 and think they were wonderful trainers or trousers or sneakers. That was a wonderful dress. Or this was me in my prime.
Yes.
But you're still in your prime today, just that you're a different version of yourself. And this is what we must remember.
Yeah.
That the younger version was probably the less awake version than this, as you said, my dear, wise woman of today.
Yeah. Yeah, feel a bit older and wiser for sure.
Yes, and the wise woman is the one that's making change. Was the younger version making change? Probably not.
No, not like we're trying to do today.
No.
Oh, everybody liked that, I think. Elaine said she suddenly got very hot.
That's good. That's high vibration. Changing frequency. That's confirmation that you're changing frequency. Because, of course, frequency change creates heat.
Yes, you certainly changed mine. I'm feeling very warm.
Yes, I can feel the heat in this very confined space.
Oh, that was super. Thank you, Chen. Tamara, wow, that was so helpful and amazing. Oh, and at 1:11. Okay, so Tamara's on a timeline that was a few hours behind us. Obviously, we're at 8 at the minute. 8:12 at the minute. So that's amazing. And then you noticed as well, so it always means something when you notice it.
8:12 is 11, my dear.
Oh, of course it is. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. For the 11.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that lovely little meditation. I think we ought to get Andy back now. I feel away with the fairies now.
Yes, that's good.
As they say.
We'll hand over to the other host.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Well, hopefully everyone's enjoyed this evening's conversation and meditation. Yeah. And as I say, try to forget about what's going on in the world from a 3D perspective. Remember, it is a play. It's even a play for the people that are leaving. Those that are involved in these wars and problems have chosen to be in those countries. They've chosen to be there for different reasons. And if it's time for them to leave, so they leave. So try to disconnect your thought process away from the emotional, physical. If this was me, it would be terrible feeling to think these people have chosen these things in a bigger way, and you're only looking at the you're not looking at the macro version at all.
No.
So let's try and remember that is the case. And if you can do that, you can separate, because of course the system and the media will try to show you the imagery to provoke fear, anger, and negative emotion. And they do that by showing you negative images. But if you remember, this is a play. That person went through an experience in the play and they ended up behind the curtains. Nothing particularly bad. Their spirit is still everlasting. So they arrive back on the other side and someone says, well done. How did you do? Well, you did wonderful. That's what you came to do.
Yes,
you were in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
So we have to remember that one side of this equation is playing its hand in a negative way, and we must disconnect from the imagery and the conversation. Because if you never had media, you wouldn't know there was a war. No. And it wouldn't affect you at all. So that may be the guidance for this evening, really.
Yes.
Disconnect.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, my dear, I will say good day. Thank you all.
Just before you go, Kevin Mulder, hello Chen, a long-time follower but new viewer here.
Lovely to have you. Yes, lovely to have you, young man, and hopefully you'll enjoy the topics and the conversation, because I do so enjoy them.
Yeah, we're always here on a Monday evening, well, whatever your timeline is, Kevin, but we're always here. 7 p.m. London, UK time, every Monday evening, unless we're poorly or Andy's lost his voice, or there's the occasional thing that stops us. But our general routine is every Monday.
Yeah, so we have a marvellous time.
Yeah, we do. I love it. I always enjoy it.
I love connecting to our followers, our tribe, our people.
Yes.
These are people like us. So
Yes.
it's a wonderful opportunity for me.
Oh, I like
And
that.
as you know, my dear, I try to hang it out if I can.
Yes, I know you do. Yes, it's just gone 8:15.
Yes, well, I will say good day to everyone and see you all next week.
Diana.
Good day.
Yes, thank you, Chen.
Hello.
Hello. All right, you're all
You
right.
look sleepy.
Yeah, I am. I'll wait with
You
the
look more
fairy.
sleepy than me. I'm already sleeping when I come back.
Yeah, we forgot to bring any water in with us. That's a big drawback. So we need to go and have a drink of water, I think.
Perfect.
Oh, Diana says she's always trying to be here too.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Yes, we've got a new viewer, but long-time follower, Kevin.
Oh, great. Great to have you, Kevin.
So,
And this is what we're all about, really. We're all about making ourselves available to anyone that's interested in what we're talking about, really. And, of course, to Chen, because our job is, it would seem, Chen's kind of, yeah, he's always got lots of jobs for us and things to do. So we are kind of continually promoting the conversation and trying to bring people into a better place, really. It's our sort of job. There's different ways we all do that, effectively. We all do it. You guys all do it to each other. But obviously this is our kind of version of that, which is good.
Yeah.
And we've got Vanessa in the background.
Great as usual.
Who's there like
yes.
She's in the engine room keeping this ship running, really.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, although, you know, I know, right, we say it quite often, but sometimes when you're the face of these things, these are we're the people you see. But
there's still people in the background.
There's Ollie, Brian, Vanessa, Lloyd, Ruth. There's a lot of people behind us doing different things that kind of maintain the energy. And of course, we tend to forget about those people. And it's our job to keep reminding you that it's not just us, really.
Yes,
so there are other people that facilitate these things happening, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, we better sign out. Yes. Go wet our whistle.
Perfect.
I did a drink a drink of water after that meditation.
You feel hot.
Yeah, very hot.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we'll say goodbye and we'll see you again next week.
Yes. Cheerio.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.